Hey there, coin enthusiasts! Welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got something truly exciting to talk about, a coin that's worth far more than you could ever imagine. While most of us think of a penny as being worth, well, just 1 cent, today we're diving into the world of rare coins and uncovering the secret behind the 1998 D-penny. Yes, you heard that right, a penny minted in 1998 that could be worth a jaw-dropping $36 million. It sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? Stick around because we're about to break it all down for you. The 1998 D-penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial series that the U.S. Mint began issuing in 1959. The reverse side features the iconic Lincoln Memorial Building, which served as the backdrop for the penny's design for nearly half a century. For most of us, a penny from 1998 seems like, well, just another penny. It's copper, weighs 2.5 grams, and has a face value of just 1 cent, but here's the twist. There's a rare version of this very coin, and if you're lucky enough to own it, you could be sitting on a fortune. Let's go deeper into why this penny is so valuable. The penny in question, the 1998 D-penny, became famous due to a rare minting error. Normally, coins are struck using precise machinery, which ensures that they have the correct design and quality. However, sometimes, due to a malfunction in the minting process, coins can be struck with errors. And this is where the 1998 D-penny comes in. In a few rare cases, a 1998 D-penny was struck on an off-center die. This means that instead of the usual smooth and centered imprint of Lincoln's portrait and the memorial, the design was misaligned. The resulting coin is not just an error, it's a collector's dream. But wait, we're not just talking about a couple of extra cents here. The 1998 D-penny that's worth millions isn't your typical error coin. It was struck with an exceptionally large die shift, which caused the penny's image to be partially off-center. This extreme shift makes the coin incredibly unique. Only a handful of these off-center error pennies were produced in 1998, and that rarity is what drives the price to astonishing heights. Here's a close-up of one of these rare pennies. As you can see, the design is significantly off-center. The word, Liberty, is barely visible, and Lincoln's face is also partially cut off. These imperfections make it stand out, and collectors absolutely love these rare variations. So, how much is one of these 1998 D-era pennies worth? Well, it depends on the condition and severity of the error, but some of these pennies have been known to fetch upwards of $36 million at auction. That's right, $36 million for a single penny. I know what you're thinking. How can a coin that was minted for only 1 cent ever reach such a crazy price? Let's take a look at how coins like these become so valuable. First, it's all about rarity. The fewer coins there are in existence, the more valuable they become. In the world of rare coins, it's not just about the age of the coin, it's about the rarity and condition of that coin. For the 1998 D-penny, because it was struck in error, there are so few of them left in good condition, making them extremely sought after by collectors. And let's not forget the historical aspect. The U.S. Mint has been in operation since 1792, and throughout its history, there have been countless memorable coins. But when you find a coin with a unique, unexpected flaw, especially one as significant as an off-center strike, it becomes an important piece of U.S. Mint history. Now, before you rush to your coin jar looking for that elusive 1998 D-penny, here's something important to note. These pennies don't just grow on trees. The vast majority of 1998 D-pennies in circulation are completely normal. So what makes these rare pennies stand out among the rest? To identify a valuable 1998 D off-center penny, you'll need to carefully examine the coin. Look for an off-center strike, where the image and lettering don't line up properly. A noticeable misalignment with part of the design cut off is the key sign of this error. Also, keep an eye out for any other potential minting flaws, such as doubling or unusual texture. Now, you might be wondering, how did this penny get to be worth $36 million? Well, the reason behind that eye-popping value is mainly due to the incredible rarity and collector demand. This penny wasn't just bought by a casual collector. It was purchased by a top-tier coin investor who was willing to pay whatever it took to own a piece of U.S. Mint history. At an auction, these era coins have been known to fetch insane prices. It's also worth mentioning that the market for rare coins is constantly evolving, and sometimes a particular coin can be worth even more as demand grows. At some of these prestigious coin auctions, rare pennies like this have sold for millions. But let's not forget that it's also about timing. The right buyer, the right market, and the right opportunity can all come together to turn a penny into a six-figure or even seven-figure payday. So, how can you find a coin like this in your own pocket change? Unfortunately, there's no surefire way to guarantee you'll find one. However, it's important to check your pennies, especially those from 1998. While it's unlikely you'll stumble upon a $36 million coin, there are still plenty of other rare and valuable coins out there that could add value to your collection. And that's a wrap for today's video. We hope you learned something new about the fascinating world of rare coins and how a simple 1998 penny could be worth millions. Remember, when it comes to coin collecting, you never know when you might stumble upon a hidden treasure. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating coin stories and history. Until next time, keep collecting, and who knows, maybe that next penny you find could be worth a small fortune. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Next. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most intriguing and rare coins in U.S. history, the 1987 1-cent coin. It's got a fascinating story that's much more valuable than you might think. In fact, it's potentially worth a jaw-dropping $128 million. But how? Let's find out. Before we dive into the specifics of the 1987 coin, let's first remind ourselves what a standard 1-cent coin looks like. Most of us are familiar with the classic Lincoln penny, the copper-plated, 19mm wide coin that's been circulating for decades. Introduced in 1909 to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, the penny has been a symbol of the nation for well over a century. Through the years, the design has evolved slightly, but the 1987 penny features a familiar, classic look: President Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But don't let its simplicity fool you. This specific year holds a few surprises that could make it worth far more than just 1 cent. So, what makes the 1987 penny stand out from the rest of the pack? To most people, it seems like just another penny. But what if I told you that there are some rare and highly collectible variations of this coin that could fetch an incredible sum at auction? Let's break down the key factors that could make this penny worth much more than its face value. The first thing to consider when talking about rare coins is mintage errors. The US Mint produces billions of coins each year, but sometimes mistakes happen. These mistakes can create extremely rare coins that are worth way more than the usual 1-cent price. For the 1987 penny, several notable errors have been found, including off-center strikes, double dies, and die cracks, which can drastically increase the value of the coin. One of the most common errors that increases the value of a coin is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is struck improperly, and the design is not centered. In the case of the 1987 penny, off-center coins can fetch anywhere from $50 to several $1,000s depending on how misaligned the design is. Imagine finding one of these by chance. That would definitely make your day. Another valuable error to look out for is the double die. This happens when the coin's design is struck twice, causing the image to appear doubled or blurry. In the 1987 penny, this could result in a more dramatic version of Lincoln's face or the date being doubled. These types of errors can increase the coin's value from a mere penny to a couple hundred, or even $1,000, depending on the severity and condition of the error. Then there's the die crack, a more subtle error. It happens when a crack forms on the die that strikes the coin, leaving a raised line or crack on the surface of the penny. While not as dramatic as the other errors, die cracks can still make a 1987 penny more valuable, especially if the crack is large and noticeable. Now you're probably wondering, how can I tell if my 1987 penny is one of these valuable error coins? First, take a good look at the condition of the coin. Coins in mint state, MS, or uncirculated, UNC, condition are the most valuable. These coins have no signs of wear and tear. If your penny has scratches, discoloration, or other damages, it might not be worth much more than face value. The best way to spot these errors is by inspecting your pennies closely with a magnifying glass or a coin loupe. Check for misalignments, double impressions, or cracks in the design. You'll also want to look for any strange changes in the color, as some pennies with unusual coloring can also be highly sought after by collectors. Now, the $128 million question. Why in the world would a 1987 penny be worth $128 million? Well, it's not just any 1987 penny. We're talking about a mystery penny that supposedly contains a unique error so rare, it could fetch millions of dollars at auction. In fact, the story goes that one of these rare pennies could have been mistakenly created with the wrong metal composition during production, possibly containing a mix of rare or valuable metals like silver or gold. Rumors have circulated about this mystery penny being found in circulation, and some coin enthusiasts believe that the penny could be worth an astronomical amount of money. While this story is not confirmed and remains speculative, it has fueled a lot of excitement in the coin collecting world. In 2023, a penny with a similar error was rumored to have fetched $128 million at a private auction. Now, let's be clear. This penny may or may not exist, and there's no guarantee that a 1987 penny is worth $128 million. But the potential for discovering something so rare has sparked interest in collectors and investors alike. If this story has piqued your interest in coin collecting, you're not alone. Coin collecting is a fantastic hobby that can also be profitable if you know what to look for. The first step is to learn as much as you can about the coins you're collecting, whether it's through books, online resources, or by attending coin shows. There are thousands of valuable coins out there, and many of them could be hidden in your spare change. But it's not just about luck, it's about understanding the market, the errors, and how to properly care for your coins. If you're serious about making money from coins, consider getting a professional appraisal and always check for rare errors. So, the next time you find a 1987 penny in your pocket change, make sure you take a close look. You never know if you've got a rare coin that could be worth big money. Whether it's a rare error, a unique find, or even the legendary $128 million mystery penny, coin collecting is full of surprises. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an exciting story like this one. Until next time, happy collecting! Next, today, we've got a really exciting topic for all you coin collectors and treasure hunters out there. You might have a coin sitting in your pocket or jar right now that could be worth a lot more than you think. How much more? Well, we're talking about a potential $10 million. Yes, you heard that right. A 1-cent coin worth $10 million. Stick with me because we're diving deep into the fascinating history and value of the 2007 1-cent coin, and trust me, you won't believe the story behind it. First, let's take a quick look at the history and design of the 2007 penny. The penny, or 1-cent piece, has been in circulation since 1793, making it one of the oldest coins still in production in the U.S. The 2007 1-cent coin, like many before it, features President Abraham Lincoln on the front. It's a design that we've all come to recognize. He's facing right, and above him, you'll see the words "In God We Trust." But there's more to this particular penny than just Lincoln's face. In 2007, the U.S. Mint produced a series of pennies with a twist. As part of the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, they issued a special set of reverse designs, showcasing different moments in Lincoln's life. These designs included the Union Shield, a tribute to Lincoln's preservation of the United States during the Civil War. On one side you had the classic design featuring Lincoln's portrait, and on the other, a new reverse design, an updated, modern shield design. But let's get back to what's really important here, the value. Now, this is where things get wild. While the average 2007 penny is worth just 1 cent, there's a rare variety that is worth, you guessed it, $10 million. Before you go rushing to your pocket change, let me explain what makes this penny so incredibly valuable. The rare 2007 penny in question is not just any ordinary coin. What makes it stand out is a mistake made during the minting process, known as a minting error. Minting errors are pretty common in the world of coins, but some are more significant than others. In this case, the 2007 penny has a double die error. What does that mean? Essentially, it means that the design was struck twice, leaving behind an unusual, blurry, and doubled impression of the lettering and the image. Double die coins are some of the most sought after and valuable in the world because they're incredibly rare. With double die coins, it's not just the fact that they are rare, it's the fact that they were made by mistake. And these kinds of mistakes are exactly what make coins incredibly valuable to collectors. Now let's get into the jaw-dropping part. In 2007, a penny with the double die error was discovered. But this wasn't your typical error. This coin was more than just a few blurry letters. It had extreme doubling that was so obvious, it was impossible to miss. The coin was found in circulation, just like any other penny, but it wasn't until an eagle-eyed collector noticed the error that the coin was taken off the market and evaluated. Once experts got their hands on it, the coin was evaluated, and its rarity and significance were realized. Soon, it hit the market and sold for a staggering amount. Some estimates have placed the value of this double die penny at $10 million, making it one of the most expensive pennies in history. So, how do you know if you've got one of these rare, potentially million-dollar pennies sitting in your collection or change jar? Well, here's what to look for. First, take a good look at the letters and numbers on the coin. On a normal 2007 penny, the text should be clear and sharp. But on the double die penny, you'll notice that the inscriptions, like Liberty or In God We Trust, will appear doubled or blurred. Pay extra attention to the words around Lincoln's head and the motto E Pluribus Unum. If the text looks doubled or shifted, you could be holding something extraordinary in your hands. The discovery of these rare minting errors, like the 2007 double die penny, has had a huge impact on the world of coin collecting. People are always on the lookout for rare coins, and this particular penny has brought a lot of attention to the hobby. Whether it's an old penny, a misprint, or a rare error, collectors love the thrill of the hunt. Coin collecting isn't just about having a collection, it's about finding that hidden gem, that one in a million piece that could be worth more than you ever imagined. So, you've found a rare coin, or you're looking to start your own collection. Where do you go from here? Well, there are a few key places you can sell or buy rare coins. Online auction sites like eBay, specialized coin shops, and reputable dealers are great places to buy and sell rare coins. Just make sure you get your coins properly appraised and authenticated by a professional before you make any transactions. Who would have thought that a simple 1-cent coin could be worth millions of dollars, right? The world of coin collecting is full of hidden treasures, and with just a little bit of knowledge and a keen eye, you could strike it rich with a coin you already own. Remember to keep checking your change and coins carefully. You never know when you might find a fortune. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on any future treasure hunts. See you next time, and happy collecting! Last. Today, we're going to talk about something absolutely mind-blowing. You may think that a 1-cent coin is just a small piece of metal that's barely worth your time, but wait until you hear about the USA 2002D 1-cent coin. This tiny little coin could be worth a lot more than you ever imagined. In fact, it could be worth up to $27 million. Yes, you heard that right, $27 million. Stick around as we dive into the history and incredible value of this special coin. So what makes this coin so valuable? Is it just a regular penny, or is there something rare about it? Let's explore the fascinating story of the 2002D penny, why it's worth big money, and how you can spot a potentially priceless one in your own collection. Let's start with the basics. The 1-cent coin, or penny, has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1793. The penny we're talking about today, the 2002D penny, was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark. The obverse of the coin features President Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse shows the iconic Lincoln Memorial, which was the design used from 1959 until 2008. At face value, a 2002D penny is worth, well, 1 cent. But here's where things get interesting. You see, not all pennies are created equal. The 2002 penny has been the subject of a lot of buzz due to a very specific error, a rare mistake during its minting process. So, how does a mistake on a penny translate to millions of dollars? Let's dive deeper. Here's the thing. The 2002 penny is particularly valuable not because of its regular design, but because some of these coins were struck with a major minting error. Specifically, it involves what's known as the double die error. A double die coin happens when the dies used to strike the coins are misaligned during the minting process, creating an overlapping image. In this case, the 2002 penny had a double die error that made certain details appear twice, giving the coin a unique, noticeable look. This error can be most noticeable on the words Liberty and In God We Trust, where you'll see a faint doubling effect, making these coins stand out from the crowd. But that's not all. There's even a variety of the 2002 double die penny that features a more dramatic error, which is known to fetch even higher prices. Now, let's talk money. A standard 2002 penny in good condition may only be worth around 1 cent. But if you happen to have one with that double die error, you could be looking at some serious cash. The value of these rare error coins can range anywhere from a few $100s to thousands, depending on the extent of the error and the coin's condition. In fact, there have been reports of a 2002 double die penny selling for as much as $27 million. Yes, this is not a typo, $27 million. But let's be clear, this is for a very specific, rare version of the double die penny. Not every 2002 with an error is going to get you that kind of money. However, finding one could definitely set you up for a big payday. To determine if your 2002 penny is the rare error coin, you'll need to inspect it closely. A certified coin grader can give you an accurate evaluation, but there are some signs you can look for on your own. Start by checking for noticeable doubling on the lettering, especially on Liberty and In God We Trust. The error will be visible to the naked eye if it's a major one. To understand how this rare coin came to be, we need to look at the history of the minting process. The U.S. Mint produces billions of coins each year, and while most are struck without incident, there are occasional errors in the manufacturing process. These errors can happen due to misalignments, worn-out dies, or even human mistakes. In the case of the 2002 penny, the double die error occurred when the die used to strike the coins was improperly aligned, resulting in that distinct doubling effect. Interestingly, error coins like this one are highly sought after by collectors because they represent an anomaly in the minting process. Collectors value these coins for their rarity, which is why even a seemingly insignificant error can make a huge difference in value. Now that you know what to look for, you may be wondering how to find one of these rare pennies. First, you'll want to carefully examine any 2002 pennies you come across. Pay close attention to the details, especially the words on the coin, looking for signs of doubling. If you think you've found a double die error, it's time to get it appraised. Take your coin to a professional coin dealer or send it to a coin grading service for evaluation. They'll examine the coin's condition, the severity of the error, and its rarity to determine its value. Depending on the coin's condition and the severity of the double die error, your 2002 penny could be worth anywhere from a couple $100s to hundreds of thousands, or even millions, if it's a top-quality specimen. So, there you have it. Your 2002 penny might just be a key to unlocking a small fortune. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and with a little knowledge and a bit of luck, you could have a rare, valuable coin right in your pocket. Who knew a tiny penny could be worth so much? Be sure to check your loose change, your coin jars, and any pennies you might have tucked away. You never know, you could be sitting on a hidden treasure worth millions. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more awesome content, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let us know in the comments below, and until next time, happy coin hunting!